It's question and answer time. Welcome to Coffee Havoc number 2. It's question and answer time. Oh, yeah. I'm also about to go live on Facebook. I guess they really like my stuff. Oh, no. That's their stuff. Okay. So, we're going to go live on Facebook. Let's see. Tap a caption. I wasn't done. Go back, Dick. Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Okay. So, for those who are here on Kung Fu Havoc number 2, and for those who just tuned in on Facebook, it's question and answer time with the Scarlet Spider and special guest Franklin Richards, who looks really, really pissed off. Yeah. So I think we got this covered. I think Franklin Richards here knows now that I'm the boss, and he's not. It's simple as that. I'm the hero, and he's the legend in the making. No, yeah, that's right. Because Franklin Richards here is an Omega level mutant. While I'm simply a clone who washes dishes for a living, and every now and again, I take over Parker's job with some photography freelancing. Although Jameson doesn't know that me and Parker are closely related. He just assumes that I'm just some guy who has a familiar face. And also takes great pictures, just like Parker. Now, let me explain my name. My real name is Ben Riley. I am not MVP. I am not those 3 guys running around with the Avengers in the new Iron Spider costumes. They stole the name from me. I had it first. Sadly, I will meet my demise by a penguin glider, which really, really sucks. However, it will be revealed at the end of that I was always the Oh no! My live feed has gone. Ultron must be in the area. So, I'm gonna keep going, and my live feed's back. For anybody who missed that, Ultron must be flying around here, and apparently Hawkeye did not step on somebody's neck. So anyway, as I was saying, Omega level mutant here, clone here, okay? His story is gonna be awesome, and my story is gonna be really tragic, because as you know, I am Ben Riley, and I'm gonna bite the dust. However, there will be 3 more clones to replace me, who are currently running with the Avengers. They're called the Scarlet Spiders, but they're wearing the Iron Spider costume. I just learned about those guys. KIA is one of them. I don't know why he took the nickname Killed in Action. Or maybe he's a secret sissy, and he's going by the name of a car. You know, Kia. No, he's cool. He even carved KIA in his chest. I'm not going to be that guy. No, I didn't carve Ben Riley in my chest. And before I glitched out, let me explain the name. So, Ben came from Uncle Ben. Riley came from Aunt May. And Aunt May wished me well when we met each other. She's always had a liking for Peter. But for the longest time, Aunt May assumed that I was actually Peter. Sadly, Aunt May, I'm going to die before you because I'm going to die fighting Harry Osborn. Oh, that's a glitch. I meant to say I'm going to die fighting Norman Osborn. Unlike Franklin Richards here, who's going to travel the cosmos once the annihilation of the 616 begins, because he is an Omega level mutant, which means he's got godlike powers, like the Phoenix. Only he's stronger than the Phoenix. So are there any questions that I can possibly answer before the retconning of 2010 or 11? Any questions? Anyone? Here, right here on Facebook. Yeah, you guys. All of you guys right there on Facebook. No, Franklin Richards is not sleeping. He's just pissed off because he's stuck in here with a clone. Doctor Strange apparently lied to him and told him he was going to give him to the real Spider-Man. But Spidey wasn't available, so he gave him to me. Okay? Well, at least he didn't give him the King. Or worse, he didn't give him the Jackal. Or even worse, he didn't give him the Spider side. Or what he really didn't do is give him to Eddie Brock, who is Venom, who also has no idea that I am not the real Spider-Man. He does know that there's clones running around, though. But I think he learned that right when he became Anti-Venom. And then the new Venom was Eddie Brock. Excuse me. I just glitched again. The new Venom in the 616 was, Flash Thompson. Hey, kid, this isn't the time for you to fall asleep. Hey, Richards. Reed Richards. Okay. I guess calling his daddy didn't work out. Franklin, it's your turn. There he goes. His eyes opening up. There you go, Franklin. You have something to say?
Yes, I have something to say. I am Franklin Richards, and I will hurt you all because I am an Omega level mutant.
As you can see, Franklin Richards has nothing to say. At all. And this isn't even the Franklin Richards from the 616. This Franklin Richards is from the 434. Destination Charlottesville. So, in order to save Franklin Richards, I guess Doctor Strange thought it would be cool to leave this drooling pool of dirty diapers with me. So let me tell you what happened like an hour ago. So an hour ago, I decided that I want to go out crime fighting. Sadly, Doctor Strange, with his crazy self, decided that it was time for Ben Riley to do some babysitting. And in doing so, I got stuck with this kid. On the way home from Coney Island, which I secretly bought a hot dog, which gave me bad gas, we got attacked by Kane on the GWB. So I snatched off this stinky diaper, I used impact webbing, and slung it around like a slingshot, and it hit Kane in the face. It was awesome. It even knocked him off the GWB. I thought about saving him for like a split second. Then I realized something. Hey, we're both clones. He can survive it. So I let him hit the water. I think he's on his way back to Jersey now, but I won't swear to that either. So then we hot-footed it here, but on the way here, I ran into Kraven the Hunter, who keeps thinking I'm Spider-Man. Okay, it's pretty obvious that I'm not Spider-Man, right? I mean, I'm better looking. My suit's one solid color. My vest is one solid color. There's not like a mismatch of everything. Okay, so there's a little bit of white there. But so does Spidey. But honestly, Kraven was no match for me. I think I broke my hand on his face. But I didn't let him fall off the Empire State Building. I actually used some webbing, and I saved him. Don't ask me why I saved Kraven and not Kane. Okay, I really don't like Kane. Kane's been a pain in my arse for the better part of 7 years. And he's going to be a pain in my ass until I get impaled by that glider. See, I can see into the future. Franklin Richards here gave me that ability. While I'm holding him, there's not much I can miss. So, that being said, thank you, Franklin Richards, with your sleeping beauty self. Franklin Richards has fallen asleep. I guess it's true. Omega level mutants aren't afraid to fall asleep anywhere, because their powers reign supreme. Unlike Doc Ock, and unlike Doctor Doom, which I've only crossed paths with those guys twice, and both times they also thought that I was Spider-Man. Can you believe that crap? I mean, it's pretty obvious that Ben Reilly, is not Spider-Man. Sadly, I did run into Jackal, and sadly, I had to throw Jackal off the GWB too. But that was like 2 days ago. I don't know if he ever made it to Jersey. Maybe he made it to Brooklyn. I don't think he would have made it really well in Brooklyn. Maybe he made it to the Bronx. Either or, that probably wouldn't have worked out for him at all. So, are there any questions? I don't see any questions. Okay, I will continue with my story. On the way from getting rid of Jackal and Kane and Craven, I ran into Rhino. And then I ran into the Sandman, and then I ran into the Shocker. I dealt all those guys with one blow. Those guys are all punks anyway, so they were nothing. However, I had ran into an incident with Vulture that I had to save him from Vulture. While I was fighting the other three guys, I had him webbed up against the wall because I thought it would be cool for him to do like the old Native Americans when they put the babies in the tree, because that's the only place they could do it while they had to pick corn and stuff. Well, anyway, that went totally wrong, and while I was handling those other three guys, Vulture swooped down and snatched his kid. And Doctor Strange's last words before he left the portal was, "Don't let anything happen to this Franklin Richards, because he's an Omega level mutant from Earth 434. And somehow or another, Facebook just messed me up. Anyway, so then I fought Vulture, I got him back, and then I ran into Tombstone, which I think I broke my other hand on his face. But he won't be telling anybody because I kind of dropped him off in front of the Punisher, who was having this badass battle with Daredevil in the hand, and it was awesome. I would have stuck around, but, I had to take care of this kid. And then I ran into, what the heck is that guy's name? I ran into Tarantula. He's retired, I let him hold the kid for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, so we were in Chinatown, and I was like flirting with these hot Asian girls, because, my girlfriend was Asian, and she broke up with me, and I lost my job in Hell's Kitchen, and, sometimes web slinging clears our heads. It's awesome to swing at 10,000 feet without having a problem. Except for when you run out of web fluid, which, luckily, Tarantula had this thing that he let me use, because it was a generator that regenerated my web shooters. Which, by the way, I think I also broke when I hit Tombstone in the face. I think I backhanded him. Maybe I fronthanded him. Either way, he understood the palm of my hand. So, that being said, I finally got the kid back, and we were on our way, and then I had to take a swing through Manhattan on the Lower East Side. Yeah, that's right, the Lower East Side. And you won't believe who I ran into. You won't believe it. I ran into somebody I never thought I'd see again. Miles freaking Morales. Yeah, he doesn't know I'm a clone, so he mistaken me for Spider-Man and asked why I get the new suit. Then I tried to explain to him that I'm not Spider-Man. I'm the Scarlet Spider. But Spider-Man was over there fighting, and Miles went over there, and as soon as they blinked, me and Franklin Richards here, we jumped ship. We weren't going to hang around and watch those guys fight. Plus, I have a kid. I can't take care of a fight while there's a kid going on. And we already know what happened when I gooped him up against the wall. That didn't work out because Vulture stole it. Now, it gets even better because I was walking through Central Park with the kid, and there was a lot of chicks. Don't worry, I'm going back to the Asian story because I had to go to Central Park to go get something. I had to wind up going against this guy who looked like a pigeon. I took care of him. And then I had to get this guy who looked like a rat. I took care of him. And then I got to Chinatown. So when I got to Chinatown, I was kind of hungry. So this kid got me a free meal. That's right. Franklin Richards materialized some money in my hand. And I got this free, awesome-ass Chinese dinner. It was great. The waitress was hot. So, I kind of webbed him up against the wall again. And I started flirting with the Chinese girl. And then all hell broke loose. So then I had to get to fighting. And then I got the kid. And then we left. So on the way from there, I got halfway across the dang blasted city when I bumped into an old friend named Silver Sable, who didn't know that I was not Spider-Man. And then she tried to shoot me. So I whipped her ass up. And then I bumped into Cloak and Dagger, who also thought I was Spider-Man, who I also webbed the hell up. Then I grabbed the kid back, because Cloak had him, and Cloak did that little spot disappearing thing. And Dagger tried to shoot me with two of her knives, but I slung them back at her at full power and at full strength, and she was no match for her own stuff. So that leveled her. Cloak dropped the kid. I caught the kid. I swung the hell out of there. Oh yeah, I also got 6 Asian girls' numbers that day too. And secondly, we almost got home. And sure as hell, I ran into Doctor Frickin' Doom. Now that was not fair at all. Doctor Doom came out of nowhere, but it was an accident. He wasn't even trying to get me. He was going after somebody else. In fact, I think he might have been going after this guy, his father in this universe, Reed Richards. Him and the Fantastic Four were battling at it. They didn't even know that I had this Franklin Richards with me, and we swung right past them. But I ran into more problems. That's right. I ran into Hydro Man. Can you believe this bastard tried to drown me twice? He thought I was Spider-Man. How many people don't know that I am not Spider-Man? I'm a knockoff. I'm a clone. Can a clone catch a break in Manhattan? Well, we got away from him, and we made it all the way to my apartment here in Queens, which has an eviction notice on it because I lost my job in Hell's Kitchen, which means I'm going to be evicted. I guess I better be moving on over to Aunt May's house. And Mary Jane and Peter better make room because I'm going to need a room to stay. I'll sleep in the attic. I don't even snore anymore. Not since that night. I got that problem fixed, so I do have some insomnia though, so I do crawl around in the ceilings at night, which is why I generally go on web shoot, which would be great, except for there's just one problem. Franklin Richards. Oh, don't you sigh at me, buddy. That's right. Don't you sigh at Frank. That's not the right thing to do. You just go ahead and sleep there. Because that's what you do, Franklin. You sleep. But you have to be careful when he sleeps, though, because his dreams and his imagination goes wild, and his little friend keeps popping up. This little colored pencil-looking thing called Slapstick. And Slapstick's always running around slapping people in the back of the head, and he thinks that crap's funny. You leave Slapstick in your sleep. Do not let Slapstick escape. Oh, by the way, Slapstick's also joining the New Warriors. So glad I'm going to be dead before all that happens. I'm so looking forward to that impaling of that glider from the Green Goblin. Harry. No, not Harry. Norman. See, you're messing with me. You and those old mega-level mutant powers. They're really, really bad. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this entire monologue of stuff. Because I'm staying in character. And apparently so is Franklin Richards. Because he's asleep. So he doesn't know he's staying in character. By the way, it's also hard as hell to see out of this mask. It's even harder to talk. Is the mask muffling my voice? Of course it is. It's not doing anything for Frank Richards, though, but, Franklin's knocked out. I mean, he's like sleeping his ass off. Would you guys like to zoom in? Watch this. Hey, Franklin. How you doing? Franklin Richards. Sometimes Franklin Richards giggles in his sleep, but today, he's not doing anything. Yeah, sometimes. I know you guys are having a fun adventure. I have another story to tell. One time. Shh. I can't let Franklin Richards know about this. Actually, I can't, because this Franklin Richards from the 434, not the 616 where we are right now. One time, Namor and the Invisible Girl, they had an affair. And I saw it. She was kissing him, and he was kissing her back. And now, guess what? I believe Namor's an X-Man. How the hell does this happen? I guess when you have deep pockets, you can do whatever you want. Unlike me, who has to scrub dishes in Hell's Kitchen. Because I can't get arrested as a photographer. Even though I shoot pictures way better than Spider-Man. I get all the great angles. And at one time, me and Pete thought about, doing, double exposure stuff. But then Pete decided to get greedy. That's right. I'm talking to you, Spider-Man. 616 Spider-Man, that's right. I'm talking about you. Remember that time you published that book of webs when you did all that stuff with every picture you've ever done and you made a lot of money? How about giving some of that to me now and help me pay my damn rent, Peter? Because Ben Riley here, I could really use some rent money. Now it's not fair that you get everything. And Jameson doesn't even know that you're Spider-Man. But I'm not going to be the one who snitches because I'm just a clone. And clones, we don't really have a whole lot of rights. And that's kind of unfair. It's really wrong that clones don't have rights. But Franklin Richards is going to change that. Right, Franklin? That's right. Franklin Richards is going to change all of that. If we're lucky. Because he's an Omega level mutant. I hope I've given you guys a very good history lesson on Scarlet Spider and Franklin Richards. Not from 616. I can go on, but this was supposed to be a question and answer section. But nobody asked me any questions, so I just kept rambling on and on and on. Maybe I should have did Deadpool. Because I think the original Wade Wilson might have been Black Man. Okay, I'm not really sure on that. I'm pretty sure that was retcon too. But the only person who could really tell you is Rob Liefeld. That's right. Rob Liefeld made Deadpool. And X-Force. But I'm just a clone. I'm just a clone of Peter Parker, who, for about like a year and some change, I had my own Spider-Man book. But Peter still had his own Spider-Man book. I should be jealous, because he had Spider-Man, and I ran that book. And then Peter was in the other three. Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Just straight Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I've been Riley, damn it. Where was my byline? That wasn't fair at all. You're gonna fix it, right? Franklin, you can't sleep through all this. You're gonna fix that? Yeah? You're gonna fix that? Huh? No? No? You're not gonna fix it? Okay. You suck. Anyway. So, me and this babysitting job doesn't pay well. And there's like scrolls. Like through that door there's scrolls. I didn't even tell you guys about the scrolls. The scrolls were crazy. I went to Prospect Park. And I was like, after the Chinese food and the 6 Chinese chicks and that one person that might not have been a chick. He might have just been in a dress. I really don't know what that guy was. But anyway, we went to Prospect Park. And there was like these scrolls fighting. But they were fighting these things that looked like cockroaches. But they weren't cockroaches. They were called the Brood. And the Brood, they're like these big, long, scorpion cockroaches looking things from outer space. And then the Shi'ar Empire came through. And Gladiator was there. And Gladiator just like hit the ground. And everybody fell. And then Super Skrull transformed. And it was awesome. Super Skrull had these like fiery hands. But his arms were like that thing. His body turned invisible. And he stretched. And when he stretched, he punched Gladiator like 6 times. But Gladiator didn't move. Didn't even face him. It was awesome. And next thing I knew, these other Skrulls came out. And then the Kree showed up. And the Kree decided they were going to attack Shi'ar. And the Shi'ar and the Kree and the Super Skrulls and the Skrulls themselves were battling out in Prospect Park. And it was freaking awesome. I had pictures, but I kind of dropped my cell phone. And then it got stepped on. You're going to fix that, right? Yeah. I'm expecting this Franklin Richards to fix everything. I'm pretty sure he can. Because somebody fixed everything when Onslaught happened. That's right, Onslaught. You guys remember Onslaught? Of course you don't remember Onslaught. He might have actually been retcon. But Onslaught was a combination of Professor Charles Xavier as well as the Master of Magnetism, Magneto. So, I'm giving you like this Major League history lesson about things that have been retcon. Maybe I should have put on my Major Victory outfit and got a shield. Yeah, this is so much better. I look so much sexier when I cover my face. But anyway, moving on. Think about being a superhero. The most important thing, whether you are a normal superhero or a clone, is that you always strive to do the best that you can. And do the right thing, no matter the cost. And sometimes that's going to be problems, because back in the Secret War era, before I existed, but Jackal was in the works on making me and Kane and Spider-Side and some other guy, and another guy, and one more guy. Well, anyway, let me take you all the way back to the very beginning of my life. So, back in 1986, or 87, or 88, somewhere in the 80s, and into the 90s, and then later again in the late 90s, like in like 95, when there was maximum clonage, me and Kane came into existence. And also, the guy you currently know as Peter Parker, who also thought that he was a clone, because there was like this big rumble, and like 7 of us walked away. Me being 1, that Peter Parker that you all know and love being 2, Kane being 3, Spider-Side, and somebody else walking around. And so Peter Parker went through life after the Venom symbiote, and then he bumped into Cletus Cassidy, who became Spider Carnage. Which, by the way, I have a little bit of experience being a Carnage, and it was crazy. I don't know what happened. All I know is that I was walking in the street, right, and this dude, he came out of nowhere, and him and his costume was fighting, and his costume was like totally evil, and I think it may have impaled him, and his costume was a symbiote, and I just happened to be walking by, and all of a sudden he jumped on top of me, and so me and the symbiote, we got to fighting, and it was rumbling, and I couldn't get it off, so I spent like about 3 issues, or 5 issues. I spent a long time being Scarlett Carnage. It was not fun at all, but luckily Pete came along and fixed me. He figured out how to get rid of Cletus Cassidy's freaking doohickey, and next thing you know, I was Scarlet Spider once again. And I didn't even get arrested for all the things that I've done. And then Jackal came along, convinced Peter Parker that I was the actual Peter Parker because he did something to the results inside of Dr. Reed Richards' lab, not his daddy Reed Richards, but the Reed Richards of 616, not the Reed Richards of 434, where this Franklin Richards has come from. I totally twisted you guys up with that, right? Of course I did, because just like Deadpool, I started breaking the fourth wall. Okay, that really didn't happen, I just thought I'd add that in. But anyway, so now I'm running around in a spider suit with one comic. Well, Peter Parker's got like 4 or 5 different comics because people did not want me, Ben Reilly, to be the Scarlet Spider. And they couldn't wait until I was totally impaled by that glider. And I'm going to put Ben Richards. Oh, okay. No, I'm not. Somebody woke up. So, Franklin Richards just woke back up. Oh, so that's how that works. If I decide to put you down, you decide to open up your eyes. That's not cool. Maybe his name should be Murphy's Law instead of Franklin Richards from 434. There's a lot of worlds in the Marvel Universe. A lot of them. And maybe in one of those worlds, me, Ben Reilly, is the true Peter Parker. But I'm happy being Ben Reilly. I don't pay taxes. I wash dishes. I get paid in cash. I no longer have a girlfriend, so I hang out in Chinatown a lot. And everybody who sees me in Chinatown generally sees me hanging on a wall or something. And they really get good shots of my arse. So I guess that's thrilling to them because no one's shooed me away. Oh, I understand now. I'm actually hanging outside of Miss Lou's apartment. And Miss Lou is like 90 years old and she needs glasses. So she doesn't even notice she's looking at my ass. Okay? So, heads up to Miss Lou. Thanks, Miss Lou. I very appreciate that you don't swing that broomstick at me. Oh, I gotta tell you a story about Miss Lou. Miss Lou got to fighting one time, and it was awesome. Have you ever seen an old Chinese lady fight? With that broom, she's a badass. Except she was fighting one of those cockroach things. I don't remember what they're called. They're like really, really big, and they take over people's bodies. Is anybody here aware of the Marvel Universe? Am I just running off at the mouth? Franklin? Franklin? No sleeping with one eye open. Close that eye. Yes. I think before he was born, my sister, who had him, I'm breaking character for a split second, used to make fun of me because I used to sleep with my eyes open. Okay, going back to character now. Anyway, so, these things are called the Brood, and they're awesome. They look like giant cockroaches and scorpions, and they're like the body snatchers of the Marvel Universe. So, I'm hoping that I've informed you a lot about things between the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, because those are the comics that I read. I stopped reading in 2010 because they started killing off all my friends. And the worst part of that is that they changed Psylocke from being Asian back to being European, because we didn't have enough strong European characters. We had mostly European characters. When they made Psylocke Asian, it was the best thing that they ever done for her. And I even teamed up with her once while she was Asian. I didn't team up with her while she was European because I kind of am a clone and kind of wasn't really around with the X-Men. No, that would have been all Peter Parker who teamed up with her while she was European. But while she was Asian, One time in Chinatown, we were hanging out. No, and it was awesome. Except for this just one problem. Psylocke was Japanese, not Chinese. And she was once married to the Mandarin. And she used to be Lady Mandarin. And one time I went to Canada. Let me tell you guys about Canada. Canada was awesome. So, I went to Canada, and I bumped into this group. They're called Alpha Flight. I didn't hit it off with Vindicator very much. And I didn't hit it off with her husband either. They were really jerks. But me and Puck, well, okay, I didn't really hit it off with Puck either. I kind of flung him around a little bit because he didn't like Wolverine, and I didn't like Wolverine. But sadly, he liked me a lot less than he liked Wolverine. And the only person I really got along with there was Talisman. I don't think that's his actual name. His actual name is Shaman, and his real name is something too tall, man. Do not make fun of Native Americans' last names. Okay? That's a very bad idea. I also tried to mess with his daughter, but that didn't work out. She tried to shoot me with a magic bow and arrow and stuff, and that wasn't cool. So then I found myself in Asgard. Oh, wow. I know you guys just gotta hear the story about Scarlet Spider in Asgard. I bumped into these giant ice people. Can you believe they tried to step on me twice? Okay, there's this dude in a green suit with like this really messed up horn for a helmet. Or he has two horns on his head for helmets. I accidentally shot him in the eye with impact webbing. It was an accident. I swear, I was trying to adjust the damn thing, and it just exploded. And I pissed him off. And then I found myself running towards the home of the god of thunder. Thor was no help at all, though. No, at all. He told me to go get his hammer. Mjolnir. That's right. Can you believe this burly, evil Avenger decided that I had to pick up his hammer? Luckily for me, Eric Masters was there. Oh, wow. You guys don't know who he is either. Okay, so Eric Masters is the Earth Thor. He is the guy who replaced Thor, and then he changed his name from Thor to Thunderstrike. That's right. He's blonde, he's got a beard and a mustache, and him and Thor actually had a fight over Circe the Witches. Not the Enchantress. The Enchantress is blonde. Circe has black hair. And Thor has always had a thing for her. Except for when he was on Earth and he was known as Donald Blake, when he had a thing for the lady who is currently Valkyrie. Jane Foster. So, for if your Marvel history is up to speed, everything I'm saying now is null and void because everything I've said has been retconned. Retcon is like the worst thing that could ever happen to a comic book. Especially if you're old school like me. Or new school like this sleepy, eyes opened Franklin Richards from the 434. Yes, that's a thing. That's the second time I've had to close his eyes. He must know I'm trying to lay him on this bed. Because this little guy gets heavy after a while. Yeah. He's like, gonna break my arm. He also smiles in his sleep. Isn't that awesome? Oh, for a minute there, I almost forgot I was going live. I was about to reveal my face. We can't do that. I might lose my superhero license. But you need to be getting out of my arm. That's right. He's twitching. I'm scared to lay him down because he's going to wake back up. And I don't have the equipment to feed him. I mean, we have milk. I can give him that, but, I have to go shake it up. Gotta try and shove it down his throat. That's not cool. But sometimes he actually does drink it. Because he knows if he doesn't drink it, I'm going to blind him one eye at a time. Yeah. See, the thing about being a clone is I can get away with some serious sarcasm. Things that superheroes really can't say. Kind of like Deadpool there. I got his costume. Yeah. Wade W. Wilson from Regina, Saskatchewan was giving them the business. But he's never met me. He has teamed up with Peter Parker, though. No. Sadly, I will be impaled by a glider before I ever get a chance to meet Wade W. Wilson. Unless that also has been retconned. Someone can find out for me and let me know. But in the meantime, me, Ben Reilly, I am actually deceased in the Marvel Universe, where there's 3 other clones who rock my suit, or my name, but not my suit. They rock the Iron Spider suit, because they're working with the New Warriors. And I have to burp. Excuse me, so much. I told you, those Coney Island hot dogs is how I got into this mess in the first place. Had I not stopped for that Coney Island hot dog and had gas, Kane would have never tracked me down to try to beat my ass, and then I wouldn't have had to throw this baby's dirty diaper at Kane and throw him off the GWB. See how well that thing worked out? Yeah, so be careful with those Coney Island hot dogs, and don't forget the mustard. Oh, I haven't been to Philadelphia. Maybe when I get finished babysitting, and maybe if Dr. Strange comes back and gets this child, I can go to Philly and get one of those Philadelphia cheesesteaks and see how well that works out. I have been all over the world, though, trying to find myself. There's a whole mini-series about it. You guys should check that out. And Franklin's still sleeping with one eye open. He must be afraid to enter the Sandman. Exit lights. Metallica. I went to a Metallica concert once. I'm kidding. I was too busy fighting. We went to Arizona, and I fought this guy. I have no idea who he was. And we wound up fighting from Arizona to Nevada, where I threw him off the Hoover Dam. I didn't let him hit the water. I promise. I used the impact weapon. I'm still a hero. Might be a dead hero now, but I'm still a hero. And one time, crap. Woke back up. You're really messing up my video, kid. I'm trying to come to a very good ending, and you're just totally tearing it up. So one time, I was in California, and I was looking for work, because I hadn't made it up to Manhattan to get my job washing dishes at Hell's Kitchen. I was just wandering the world, trying to find myself, trying not to interfere in Peter Parker's life, because I knew that I was the real Peter Parker, but my clone, Peter Parker, had made such a good life for himself that I just couldn't bring myself to destroy it, by revealing that the Scarlet Spider is the original Spider-Man. And then I found out that I wasn't. And then I found out that I was. And then I died, and we found out that I wasn't. And all that happened while Mary Jane was pregnant with Mayday Parker, who I think has also been retconned. You know, Madam Web didn't prepare us for any of this crap, at all. And Madam Web, she's such an old crone, sometimes I wonder how she even has her abilities to do what she does. There's always going to be a need for a Spider-Man, but there's not always a need for a Scarlet Spider. However, those three clones, MVP, those Scarlet Spiders are doing very well in the MCU. The comic version, not the movie version, because they're still probably tied to Sony figures and stuff. But anyway, that being said, I'm going to attempt to lay Franklin Richards down again. And I'm going to end this live stream. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is a comedy. He's asleep. He literally is asleep. You're ruining my life, kid. That's right. You need to close both those eyes. This is awesome. See, now they're closed. Hey, Franklin, wake up. Good, baby. Can you say hi to everybody? Yeah, if that's not the look of shock and surprise. And he's totally pissed off now. Yeah, he's mad as hell. Totally mad. Totally. Totally mad. And my YouTube channel's been recording this the whole time. So I'm going to have to stop it. Because it's like 30 some odd minutes.